Jojo's is absolutely fire, bro. Jojo's is amazing, bro. Like, listen. So after I finished Reel, it just popped up into my head, like, yo, I might as well start Jojo's. Like, I see the memes everywhere. I see everyone talking about it, and I see all the praise Dear gets as a villain. So I'm like, yeah, let me just see what the hype's about. Fast forward to the first chapter, bro. You know, I always heard people say, Dio kicked a dog, bro. So I saw this dog running towards him, bro. And deep, I knew there was a high possibility, but I just didn't think it would be this soon. So the first chapter, page 36, this nigga just kicked the fuck out of this dog, bro. Like, absolute eviscerate, like TKO, nigga. That nigga is cold, bro. Like, he gave me mad Boa Hancock vibes. Like, Peter needs to get on their ass, no cap, bro. Like, this nigga is a menace to society, bro. So the protagonist, Jonathan, he's a pretty cool character. Seems like a genuinely nice guy, and he doesn't really seem to fit into his family all that well. And it's made abundantly clear once Dio arrives. So there's this scene, right, where Jonathan and Dio were fighting. And if you get hit in the face, you lose. Alright, cool. Dio hits Jonathan in the face, cool. You know, yeah, he wins, right? Nah. This front runner for Black Force Energy decides, oh no. Punch him in the face isn't enough. I'ma stick my finger in his fucking eye. Like, hello, bro? Like, what? Like, I genuinely feel bad that Jojo has to share a house with this man. Also, the monologues are fantastic, especially when you have like Dio plotting and he's thinking about all the things he's going to put Jonathan through in order to take over his role as the successor of the Joestar house. Like, Dio really got everybody in the village calling this man 6ix9ine for no reason, bro. Like, he's just a menace to society, bro, honestly. What's funny, the moment I saw Erina, she's Jojo's love interest, by the way, but the moment I saw her, I was like, bro, Dio's about to do some fucked up shit to her, bro. And literally just a couple pages after saying that, my suspicions were confirmed. This nigga casually ran up on her, grabbed her and kissed her. She went to wash her face off and Dio said, nah, bro, nah. He ran up on her again and just slapped the shit out of her. Like for what? Like, why? What? This dude. It is evident that he does have a god complex. He thinks the world revolves around him, and he does have a superiority complex, constantly looking down on the people around him. The manga does have a good amount of gore, so if you can't stomach that type of thing, it might not be for you. It's obvious that the author did take a lot of inspiration from comics. Some of the panels from the colored manga look exactly like something that you would see in like a Marvel or a DC comic. The fight scenes are dynamic and easy to follow, especially if you're reading the colored manga. I also think the manga panels flow really well with the story. The manga does have a darker tone to it. You have this one scene where Dio is about to turn a lady into a zombie, but she wants him to spare the child, which he does. Literally a couple panels after, when she is a zombie, she tears her baby's face off. Like, yeah, it's gruesome. But speaking of gruesome shit, niggas in Jojo's really just be surviving with like their heads chopped off or their body being cut in half, and I'm like, bruh, sir, how are you even alive, bruh? Like, what the hell? There's this 7-year time skip where Jonathan and Dio are playing rugby for their school, and they have good chemistry and they actually won the game, and they're hugging up, acting all buddy. So I'm here thinking, okay, it's 7 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if they actually became friends. So skip to the next page, and in their inner monologue, both of them are talking about why they aren't really friends, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, it's been 7 years, y'all can't leave all that shit behind. Like, damn, bro. I don't think any art is objectively bad. From the series I've read, I don't think any of their art is like objectively bad or anything. I admit there's some art that, looking outside in, it might be unappealing. A good example would be One Piece, because it has a more goofy looking art style. But what seems to happen a lot of the time is that when you actually start getting into the series, the art fits it perfectly, and I think the art in Jojo's really complements the story. One of the biggest themes in Jojo's is the idea of fate. Due to Dio's birthmark on his ear, a fortune teller predicted that he would not die as a human, and that did come to pass. You also have Zeppeli, who was told that if he chose a certain path, he would die in a certain way, and that also came to fruition. So far, all the characters seem to accept their fate instead of trying to go against it, and I think it's really interesting how they handle that theme. Also, RIP to Zeppeli, really solid character, I love him. You also have the overarching theme of pure good versus pure evil, with Jonathan standing on the side of good and Dio representing evil. He has a force in him constantly making him seek more power, and his goal is to stand on top of the world. While you have Jonathan, who's just a positive guy, and he tries to put himself in the shoes of others. One of my favorite moments from him is when Speedwagon asked him why he held back when he kicked him. And Jojo's like, the moment I kicked you, I realized you must have a father and a mother and siblings, and I wouldn't want to sadden them. Just a genuinely wholesome guy. Shout out to Jojo's father too, really good character, really forgiving and kind, and you can definitely see where Jonathan gets his personality from. I cannot say the same for Dio's father. I would say he's the complete opposite. I can see why Dio isn't the biggest fan of him. Actually, that would be a big understatement. He actually hates him. The manga didn't outright say, but it is hinted at that Dio is actually the one who killed his father. Dio is one of those villains who's evil for the sake of being evil, but that's not a criticism. I think he works fine that way. Another villain I can compare him to would be Frieza. Like, both of them are just plain evil, but their characters are still really dope. For the pose system so far, you have ripples. Through the control of your breathing, a person can manifest their energy as ripples throughout their body, which is identical to the power of the sun. It's cool, I guess, but I do prefer Dio's pose more, where he's a vampire. He has a plethora of supernatural abilities like freezing someone's blood, or the ability to deliver punches that easily break through walls. He also has the ability to create zombies, and I like how some of the zombies Dio creates have a personality of their own. They're not just servants that follows every order. They keep the personality they had when they were alive. The zombies that are important have really interesting personalities. The ones that come to mind are Bruford and Torcus. Though they didn't show up for long, I did enjoy their characters. Near the end of the manga, you had this parallel where you had Erina cradling a baby in her arms, and you have Jonathan holding Dio's head in his arms as the ship is about to explode, and I thought it was actually beautiful. One of them holding someone to take a life, and one of them holding someone to save a life. I think the ending itself for part 1 was beautiful. I heard a lot of people say part 1 was one of the weakest parts. It was good to me, so I have high hopes for the rest of the series. I'm going to continue reading and reviewing the rest of the parts over time. But yeah, those are my thoughts on JoJo's part 1. Definitely a solid series so far, and I would recommend you check it out if you haven't seen it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy Mangoki, signing out.